Hey everybody, it's GomletX and welcome back to probably the final ranked draft of Core Set 2020 for a good amount of time, as Throne of Eldraine is right around the corner, so let's give this set a proper send-off. But first of all, let me make a couple quick announcements here at the start of this video. First of all, I will be in the Throne of Eldraine preview streaming event that will be on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will probably stream that for at least as long as I did the Core Set 2020 streaming event, so I'll be there for at least 6 hours from 8 p.m. as the start point, so 8 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You'll be able to catch me streaming on my YouTube or Twitch account, so make sure to hop by and have some fun while we're all seeing the new set together. So thank you very much to Wizards of the Coast for allowing me to join into this streaming event as well as the last one. That is very, very cool news for me. And I hope it is for you guys as well. So, other than that, I did want to just say really fast here that also I'll be doing a couple of test streams just to make sure that everything is 100% in order for the streaming event, because I don't want anything to go super wrong during the event, obviously. So on Sunday and Monday, probably around noon Pacific Standard Time, I will be doing a short little test stream, probably just a couple hours on both of those streams, but I have gotten complaints/comments before that when I do these random little streams, people do want to know when they're coming up, so I want to make sure to let you guys know if you're watching this video. So that all out of the way with that like 2-minute long intro, I'll probably put something in there to skip it for those uninterested. Let's jump into the draft. So, our opening pack has a ridiculous bomb rare that there's pretty much nothing else in the entire set you can really take over Gargos. There are a couple cards that there's a little bit of an argument, like Murder or something like that, that if you really like Murder over it, then that's probably okay, but I mean, Gargos is ridiculous. Really large stats for the mana cost, as well as being really hard to remove well, because even if they do have a removal spell for it, you get to kill one of their creatures when they remove it, unless of course they don't have any creatures on the battlefield or something like that. Anyways, this card's insane. It also goes really well with Season of Growth style strategies, so there's actually a lot to play around its effect with. You don't even have to have your opponent try to murder your Gargos to get a lot of value out of its effect. If you have a bunch of Feral Abomination, or Feral Invocations, you can also just go crazy with Gargos and Rabid Bites and other cards that you were just going to be playing anyway. Alright, so in the second pack here, we have some more really good cards. Risen Reef is a really bold pick, as it's pretty easy to get cut out of this strategy. I feel like the bots do tend to take elementals really highly, but at the same time, the card is very, very powerful, and it gives us a really clear strategy to try to go into. It also works really well with Gargos, because it's kind of a ramp card on its own, so it can ramp us into that Gargos. It's also half green. We're definitely trying to be green at this point. I think Risen Reef is just the strongest pick here. There are other safer picks. Leafkin Druid is just a card we'll absolutely play with Gargos, and it's a pretty strong card. Reduce to Ashes is just a nice removal spell, and other than that, I think it'd be probably just between these three, Reef, Reduced Ashes, and Leafkin Druid, in my opinion. I'm going to go with the Risen Reef here, and hope that the bots allow that. So now we've got something that combos really well with Risen Reef. This is Yarok's Wavecrasher. First of all, it's a 4-mana 4/4 elemental, so because it's an elemental, it'll trigger that Risen Reef. And also, when it enters the battlefield, you can return another creature you control to its owner's hand, which means you can bounce your Risen Reef back and get another trigger off of the Risen Reef. Very, very nice combo. So I think Yarok's Wavecrasher is definitely going to be the pick here. There's also just nothing else really great in green or blue. There's Healer of the Glade and Portal of Sanctuary. Both are for very, very specific strategies that I wouldn't play super often. However, we do have Risen Reef, so we are slightly maybe the kind of strategy that could play either of those cards, but they're certainly both nowhere near as good as Yarok's Wavecrasher. Alright, pack 3. We do have a growth cycle here. That's a nice little pump spell, and mainly it just combos really well with Gargos, just because any kind of pump spells, anything that's going to target your own creatures is going to work really well with Gargos. So that could be a pick here. We can also pick a Brineborn Cutthroat just as a little bit of a combat trick, 2 mana for a 2/1 flash, so you can play this out of nowhere and like kill any of your opponent's attacking creatures with 2 toughness, basically. And if you get enough instants, then you can try to build around this guy and get him to be really big. Overall, not the strongest pack in the world. I definitely would have preferred something like a Leafkin Druid, or I don't know, just like a random thicker creature than a 2/1 here. I don't really think I want to take a growth cycle this early, but at the same time, like, we're definitely playing Gargos, and if we pick up growth cycle, that's not a card that we're just going to sideboard. We're going to play that as well. So I think growth cycle is just a really safe pick here. So I'm going to take that over the Brineborn Cutthroat, even though growth cycles will tend to go later than Brineborn Cutthroats. I just don't think that our deck looks super like a Brineborn Cutthroat strategy type deck. I don't think we're going to be Simic Flash here. I think we're going to be more just drop a bunch of large things. Alright, so this pack isn't super great either, but I do like Brightwood Tracker a lot in decks with good large creatures like Gargos, just in decks that have high impact creatures, and we do have Gargos, plus Risen Reef is a high impact creature. Even if it isn't like a large creature, just the amount of value it can get you is really good, so I do like Brightwood Tracker here. I think I'm going to go ahead and take that. Other than that, we just take a Metropolis Sprite, because this is a ranked draft. It's best of one. There's no sideboarding. Veil of Summer could very well do absolutely nothing in the main deck, so I don't think that is super pickable, and it's the only other thing in our colors. And I'm not a major fan of Heartpiercer Bow shenanigans. I think they're a little bit memey for my tastes. Even if they are good, there was a nice little 2-week period there where every single deck had 5,000 Heartpiercer Bows, and I just hated that. So I don't wanna hop onto that train. So this pack is actually a little bit of a toss-up. We have a Thicket Crasher to go with our Elemental Synergy, and we have a Feral Invocation to go with our Gargos. I think both of these are really going to be pretty good cards in the strategy we're trying to do. I think I'm more prone to just taking the creature for now. We do already have a growth cycle to go with the Gargos, and I feel like Feral Invocations tend to go really late in these packs, and I'm not so sure about Thicket Crashers. Alright, not a lot here. We can befuddle our own creatures to trigger Gargos, but that seems a little much. I think we just take Ferocious Pup here. We're not too excited about it, but it's pretty unlikely that I'm hopping into another color. And even if I do, like, at this point I could presumably cut blue if I get something really good in another color, or go 3 colors or something. Either way, we're not going to cut green, so taking a green card is really safe here. It's just something that we are almost definitely going to play. This pack really sucks. None of these cards are particularly good. Manifold Key can be, like, mildly okay if you have a bunch of really big stuff that is having trouble getting through, but I'm hoping I won't have trouble getting through to the point where I have to play a Manifold Key. It's like, other than that, yeah, none of these cards are really what I'm trying to do, or just aren't in my colors. Yeah, I mean, all of these are not super great. I guess I'll take a Moat Piranhas, but it's super unlikely I'm playing that, because I feel like I'm definitely a deck that wants to attack. I'll keep it in the main deck for now, just in case. And wow, rewarded in pick 9 here. Frostlinks is a really, really good elemental. 3 mana for a 2/2. Can slow down your opponent's creatures or tap down their blocker for you to get your damage in. I just think Frostlinks is a really, really good enter the battlefield effect on this card here. And I do like it better than a second Thicket Crasher here. So I'm going to take a Frostlinks to go with a Risen Reef, and just to go with our deck in general. Even if it wasn't an elemental, I would probably take Frostlinks there. Now we can take a Vorse Claw, because it's a nice big elemental. We can also take Rugged Highlands, if I want to give us a little bit of an easier time splashing into red if something comes up. But I think Vorse Claw is a card I'll definitely play here. Just another big dork to go with our the top end of our curve. Don't really like any of these cards. Portal of Sanctuary is the only thing that we like mildly have a chance of playing, so I guess that's a pick. I'm not going to plan on playing that right now, though. You really have to have a lot of synergy with the Portal and be a very bold kind of person to play the Portal of Sanctuary, because if you don't have any creatures with Enter the Battlefield effects, this card does just nothing. Alright, we're on to the garbage. Alright, what have we got here in Pack 2? We do have a Boreal Elemental. That might just be the pick. There's also a Growth Cycle. I'm hoping that'll wheel. And that's basically it for Simic, and nothing in the other colors is like so strong that I super want to splash it. Ironroot Warlord is close to being strong enough to want to splash it. But I think Boreal Elemental is just good enough and probably won't wheel that I can just take Boreal Elemental here and not feel super bad about it. So that is what I shall do. Vilis, Broker of Blood. That is a very unsplashable card right there. And there's a second Ironroot Warlord, which is like a little bit punished. A little bit punished for not taking that first Ironroot, because then we could just have double Ironroot for the splash. Like, that right there is a good reason to splash white. If you have 2 copies of Ironroot Warlord, like... The black in this pack is insane. All of these cards are great. I mean, Vilis is just a gigantic bomb. It is a lot of mana. But if you're a slower deck, or if you have Blood for Bones, like, just on the board, this card's insane. The only problem is casting it. And then other than that, the other cards in here are all just great in any black deck. Murder is just fantastic. Gorging Vulture is great, and Blood Burglar is definitely one of the better cards to fill out your curve in black decks. So, really good stuff there. I think for us, it's either Unsummon or Ironroot Warlord. Because I do already have 2 6-mana Chonkers. I don't really want to pick up a third one quite yet, because I can probably just wheel this Force Claw anyway, if I really want a third. Unsummon's definitely the safer pick. Ironroot Warlord is maybe just overcorrecting from our last pick and really just going into splash mode for no reason, but I'm going to take the Ironroot Warlord and see where it takes us. It's possible that'll end up being a thing, especially if we can get some Gift of Paradises late in this pack. I don't want to take this Gift of Paradise right now, because there is just a Frostlinks and Warden of Avosile. I think both of those are great. I do like Frostlinks a whole lot, especially with other elemental synergy. Probably taking Frostlinks here, maybe a little bit too high for most people's tastes, but I just really like that card. I just think they're neat. This pack is not fantastic. I guess just a 3-mana 3/3 is a fine filler card. Healer of the Glade does combo with Risen Reef, but that's basically it. I don't feel like I've ever like had an opponent play a Healer of the Glade and just ever considered it even mildly dangerous or good at that point. But so many people play this card that like there's got to be something to it. I guess it can stop, like, if you get paired up against the Boros super fast deck, Healer of the Glade can be a totally fine card, especially if they have like multiple Raise the Alarms that just spit out 1/1s. But yeah, just not a huge fan of it. I'm gonna go with the 3-mana 3/3 here. Now we can take a second Brightwood Tracker, or a Anticipate, or Bone to Ash. I guess I should say, or an Anticipate, not a Anticipate. That was terrible grammar, but that is all that I speak in. I don't like Bone to Ash a whole lot in this deck, because all of our 4-mana plus cards are just large sorcery speed dudes. Actually, all of our cards, period, are just basically sorcery speed creatures, so there's going to be very few times where I just have extra mana floating for a card like Bone to Ash. Anticipate is much more likely since it's a lower mana cost card and I don't have a lot early in my curve here. And Brightwood Tracker, I already have one. You don't really need too many Brightwood Trackers. Yeah, I think I'll... I mean, Creatures is more what I'm doing, but Anticipate is an early game card, and I really don't have a lot of those. I'm going to take Anticipate here. Definitely if we see some Leafkin Druids or stuff like that, the Anticipate is going to be out of here. This pack is a really easy pick, because Natural End is not something I'm going to play in the main deck. So Tranquil Cove really is kind of perfect here, because it helps us splash in this Ironroot Warlord, and maybe a second Ironroot Warlord, if we get a... if we get that second one to wheel, which would be kind of insane. I don't expect it super highly, but it could happen. I'm not going to splash in Battalion Foot Soldiers, I don't think, so... I mean, I'm not playing any of these other cards, though. Like, I'm not going to play a Stone Golem, I don't think. So maybe I just take Foot Soldier, and maybe we're splashing in Foot Soldiers as well, if we see a lot of those. It seems pretty unlikely. I guess we just go for the Stone Golem. Not super likely we'll play it, but maybe. And we did not wheel the Ironroot Warlord. That would have been insane. But even just the single Ironroot Warlord might be fine. Worst case scenario, we just cut it and cut the dual land there. So this pack, we're really getting cut out of Simic from this side, but that's okay because we'll be getting past the other direction in the third pack. So if you've never drafted in real life, the first pack, you pass all the cards to the left. So the person on your right is the one supplying you with cards, like everything's going through that person. The second pack, you pass to the right, so the person on your left is the one that's supplying you cards. And then the third pack, you pass to the left again, so the person on the right is giving you cards again. So, if you notice in the second pack you're just getting hard cut on your colors, it's still possible that those colors will be open in the third pack because you're getting passed by completely different people. So, like, maybe the people on my right, which are the ones passing me cards right now, are taking a lot of green and blue cards, but the people on my left are taking a bunch of red and black cards. That is certainly what I'm hoping for. It's going to be a make it or break it thing here. Because this deck is not going to be good if all I can pick up is filler in this last pack here. Alright. We do have a pacifism we can splash in. I kind of like that. I don't have a lot of removal. My only removal right now is Gargos himself. So I do like just picking up that pacifism. As good as that Boreal Elemental would be, I do want to make sure I have at least some removal, but taking pacifism does make me just have to splash white at this point. But that's probably fine. We're going to take the pacifism here. We're just going to confirm that I'm splashing white. Chandra Novice Pyromancer is a great card, but we are not going to splash white and red. Can take a third Frostlings, like, that's okay. I can also take a Thornwood Falls. It'll help out our mana base. It's literally the choices here are Thornwood Falls or just another copy of something we've already got. We've got 2 Frostlings already, 1 Thicket, 1 Vorse Claw, so it'd be a second one of these or a third Frostlings. Let's see what our curve's looking like right now. That's not the worst in the world. Except when you notice that all of the 2-drops aren't something we're actually casting on turn 2. We don't actually play anything till turn 3, because all of these cards are, I guess, Anticipate and Moat Piranhas. But both of the Growth Cycle... Okay, 3 out of 5 of our 2-drops are cards we're just never playing on turn 2. Which is pretty awkward. But there's no 2-mana cards in this pack either, anyway. Yeah, I think we... God, that Frostlings is just staring at me. It's been like, why are you passing me? Don't do it. You know how much you love Frostlings. Yeah, I also like having good mana, and I am splashing a color here. We're gonna wheel the Thornwood Falls. We're gonna wheel the Thornwood Falls. I'm telling you right now, we're gonna wheel it. And I should actually just take Thicket Crasher here. Because I have so many 3-mana cards, and Only 3/4 mana. We're gonna wheel Thornwood Falls. Don't worry about it. We're gonna wheel it. Now I can take Gift of Paradise, help with the mana base. I can also take Overcome. That could just win the game out of nowhere. Oh, we're getting pretty hosed in these packs here. This is what I was saying earlier with the Risen Reef. It just feels like the bots are just always Simic. At least the ones that are near to me that are drafting are just always taking the good Simic cards. I guess Overcome is more exciting than Gift of Paradise, even though Gift of Paradise might be the better pick. Another one! Another one. Another one. I don't think the pick is actually another one. Probably a Winged Words, so we can get some draw power in this deck. There's also a Growth Cycle. Pick up a third Growth Cycle. Those do get exponentially better. It's a hard pick. There's actual cards for this deck here. We can have another card that we can play out on turn 2 as well, which we do need that a lot. Metropolis Sprite. I feel like every pick here, I'm just hoping to wheel something. Like, if I take Winged Words, I really want to wheel... God, I want more than 2 cards out of this pack, though, and that's not going to happen. I can't have Growth Cycle and Winged Words and Metropolis Sprite and Feral Invocation and Overcome. That's just not a thing. I can only have 2 of these cards. Overcome is probably not actually that important. Feral Invocation as well. Growth Cycle, Metropolis Sprite, and Winged Words are probably the best in terms of stuff that I need when I look at this deck. I think I want to take Metropolis Sprite and hope that Growth Cycle wheels. I really need 2 drops. I was just hoping this entire time that I could get Leafkin Druids, but I just have not been seeing Leafkin Druids. But that would be the absolute best 2-drop for this deck because it's an elemental and it ramps us up. That would just be perfect. We just have not been seeing them, and I only have 4 more packs to potentially get 1 or 2. So that's pretty unlikely. I think I just need to take an actual 2-drop, just something I can play out on turn 2, get started attacking. And yeah, this pack is completely empty. I guess there's a Sea Serpent or a Salvager, but I don't really care about either of those. Pack isn't fantastic either, but it's got a 2-drop, and we've been needing 2-drops. Wolfkin Bond does combo with Gargos, but I think it's got to be the Brineborn Cutthroat here. Here we go, pick 7. We got 2 more chances. Now we can take an Octoprophet or a Frostlings. Both are pretty fantastic. There's also Winged Words. Let's see what my stats look like right now. Is that what this is? No, that's not what that is. I'm sorry. My bad, everybody. I guess you don't get to see the stats until you're actually deck building. I kind of wanted to see like what percentage of creatures I have right now without having to actually like read through everything here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to play Moat Piranha, so that'll be the first cut here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 creatures. I do think I want some draw power here. I'm going to take the Winged Words. This pack is awful. Healer of the Glade it is. Alright, did we wheel anything good? We wheeled a Growth Cycle or a Gift of Paradise. I'm going to take the Growth Cycle, because the more Growth Cycles, the better. Now we'll take a Sage's Row Denizen, and we wheeled nothing. We wheeled absolutely nothing. The bots are really taking the green and blue cards. We didn't even wheel one of the cards that I said was one of the least important cards to this deck. We wheeled literally nothing. Ooh, alright. I mean, the deck looks fine. Just the draft did not work out as well as we had hoped. But that's okay. Can't always end up with a perfect deck. Sometimes you gotta make what you got work. We just did not see... Yeah, I feel like that was definitely the kind of spot where Gargos is such a powerful card that it's one of the few rares in this set that justifies taking it and holding on for dear life. And what I mean when I say that is when you take Gargos, I feel like it's almost always correct to just stay green no matter what. Just go for the green, see what you got. So we were pretty married to our colors here, and that was probably to our downfall, because we didn't see any Leafkin Druids later on in any of those packs. I probably saw a couple early in the picks. Didn't see any Rabid Bites. Just none of the really important cards that I was hoping for. The stuff like that was just getting taken very quickly. Same with the 3-mana 2/1 Flying Elemental. When it enters the battlefield, draws a card. That would be great for this deck. Didn't see any of that. I think it's pretty clear that there were a lot of people in the draft pod, a lot of bots in the draft pod nearby, taking colors that we were at least adjacent to. Like maybe the person on our right was green-red, and the person on our left was blue-black, something like that. So, that being said, we do have to cut one more card out of here. I guess Stone Golem. That we just really don't have anything at 5 mana, but Stone Golem is not fantastic. Especially when we just have a 4-mana 4/4. So we'll roll like this, probably take out a Plains, probably only need... Oh, we do have Pacifism. We probably do need 4 white sources. This is... I don't know what menu I'm trying to look at right now. Let's just stop doing that. That is nonsense. I need to do that, and then just click plus. There we go. Alright, we're going to roll with the lands it suggested. It seems pretty correct to me. We do want the most green sources because we have a lot of double and triples there. Actually, all of our blue cards only require 1 blue, so we probably cut one of these islands, put in 1 more forest. So that's 8 green sources, 6 blue sources, and 4 white sources. I guess all of our 2-drops are blue, though. Oh, we didn't wheel that land that I wanted to wheel. Oh, Jesus. How did they take the land and all the green and blue cards? That's crazy. Well, we're going to roll with this and see how it goes. Actually starting to second guess the taking out that island there. I feel like Arena was probably just correct on the auto-suggest this time. Because we do want to consistently draw an island within our first 2 turns, really. This hand is pretty much perfect. Yeah, we only need 1 blue source. And we've got our white mana for the Warlord. Oh, wow, that is a fantastically strong card. Just in general. It's all over the place in Constructed right now if you play a lot of Standard. That is going to be brutal. So, literally next turn, I get to play a 2-drop, and then they get to attack with that as a 4/5 Death Touch. Which it is just impossible for me to block well. That's not what I meant to play. I meant to play the Metropolis Sprite. But this does force them to pump and attack to get in. Or they could just have unsummon. So now we can literally just pretend that we played Metropolis Sprite and then they just unsummoned it. Just whatever. Yeah! This is really bad. This is really, really bad. We have got to get our pacifism, basically. Warlord is 5 toughness, so they have to pump it to kill Warlord. But, like, if they attack into Warlord, I'm just not blocking. Anyway. So then they don't even have to spend the mana anyway, they can just hit me in the face. Do I just play Ferocious Pup and I can just chump block with the O1? I don't know. I can't even, like, Feral Invocation onto something to kill that, because that's gotta have 6 toughness when they pump it. This is super bad. Play the Warlord here, I guess. If they pump it, they get to put a counter on it, but they don't play anything else. Alright, they're going for it. Growth Cycle and Feral Invocation. Don't have the mana to play both of them, but I do have the mana to play Growth Cycle. But +3/+3 is just not going to be large enough on anything. Ferocious Pup will give Warlord 2 more power. If I play Cutthroat, Warlord goes to 2 power. Cutthroat has 2 power. I can block Knight with 4 power, they can pump it 3, and I can pump 3. I will lose my entire field to do that, but that's pretty much all I have. I'll actually be blocking it with 1 more power than I need. Oh my god. That's really bad. Unsummon it is. This one Knight of the Ebon Legion is just gonna run its way to victory. All aboard the Knight of the Ebon Legion train. I'm not gonna chump. I'm gonna take whatever they decide. Looks like I'm taking 3. Metropolis Sprite. Okay, Brineborn Cutthroat. Alright, Boreal Elemental, which I do not have the mana for. I don't even think I can make a large enough block at this point. I can have 3 power out if I play Sprite and then add +4 to that. I can have 7. I guess 7 is enough power. And I'm adding 4 because Growth Cycle is +3/+3 and Cutthroat is +1. Alright. I can still have the 3-for-1 myself combo. They're just going to have a 3rd unsummon. Yeah, I have to make them have it. I have no other like viable plays here. The only way I'm winning this game is if they do not have another unsummon or instant speed removal spell or anything like that. Alright. They have 1 blue mana up. It's gotta be an unsummon. Has to be the 3rd unsummon. Okay. Cool. We killed the Knight of the Ebon Legion. We got that out of here. Now I get to play Boreal Elemental, because that can block the Metropolis Sprite, and I need to play cards that can block, because I'm down to 6 life from that Knight. Well, Boreal's getting Blade Branded. Oh, Fathom Fleet Cutthroated? Ah, I wish this said spells or abilities. Just spells. Rough. Now, I think we double them up here. I don't think we need to play a 7/7. I think I would rather play a large field. Because now I just have a 3/5 to block the 3/3, which is good at blocking, just as good as blocking as a 7/7 is. It's another Blade Brand type thing. That's irritating. Yeah, I mean, that's irritating, but I think I just let it happen. Yup. Another Fathom Fleet. Better than losing the 7/7. Well, that's just lethal right there. Yeah, that's so bad. That is so bad. Alright. Well, at least I can get in for some big damage and send a message. But now they have double unsummon, which means they get to unsummon whatever creature of mine that they choose, and unsummon their own Scholar of the Ages, so they can play the Scholar of the Ages again later, to get back both of the unsummons again. Which is even better if they draw any other instants or sorceries. Then they can use it to, for a lot of mana, just repeatedly cast whatever instant or sorcery they want that they draw. It's like if they draw Murder, they get to go Murder, unsummon their own Scholar, and then replay the Scholar next turn. And then they could just keep doing that. It's pretty slow, but it's pretty ridiculous. And now I can't even Feral Invocation here, because they have double unsummon. Just at the ready. So it's impossible for me to profitably block. They basically have 3 Fairy out. They have to Fairy out, I can't do anything at instant speed. That's basically what we gotta say. Frostlings was pretty clutch too. Keep my good blocker down. I mean, this is hilariously bad if they have Soul Salvage, but I'm already super dead if they have Soul Salvage. So, yeah, I guess I kill the Scholar just in case. So I can make it so they can't do the unsummon loop. But they can do the Soul Salvage loop. If they get a Soul Salvage. You would have been really cool earlier. But you're fine right now if they don't have a Bone Dash. They have exactly 4 mana up. Alright, no Bone Dash. I'll take it. Ooh, draw an Elemental. Let's go. We get to draw another card. That's like the only possible way that I can get out of this, is if I just draw mono Elementals. Ooh, Pacifism. Oh, that Pacifism is really bad when your opponent has 2 unsummons. I was excited at first, and then I came back to reality and was like, they'll just unsummon whatever I pacify and play it again. Alright, unsummon the Frostlings to play it again. Are they just gonna Frostlings the Thicket Crasher here? Are they getting really aggro? That's so aggro. That's so aggro. I mean, they're down to 30. Oh. 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 Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. Alright. They just have the Cavalier of Night to kill the 7/7. Instead. Oh my god, and they just get to unsummon a Cavalier of Night and do it again. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. So, if I kill this Cutthroat, I've got, like, no action. Then I have to just pacify Cavalier of Night and let them unsummon it and play it again? I'm just gonna take 3 to the face. Whatever, man. I should have died like 50 turns ago, so... whatever. What am I doing? What am I doing? I have 1 white card in my deck. And that's the pacifism. Because the Ironroot Treefolk is already gone, so I need to tap that Plains. And draw like this. Wow. Okay. I mean, this means I can Invocation and Pacifism. Not that it really matters. But... yeah, I guess I pacify the Cavalier. Attack with... ooh, no, I can't attack. I can't actually attack right now, because if I attack with anything, they unsummon the other thing and just kill me. So I have to wait for them to unsummon that Cavalier of Night before I can Feral Invocation something. This is so bad. That's my commentary in this entire match. It's just going to be me saying, this is so bad. Many times, and then somehow surviving. Sweet Lord. Jesus Christ. So I still just block in Feral Invocation here, because the thing is, they only have 1 card we don't know about, and it's whatever they just top-decked. So if they didn't top-deck Gas, their options are to unsummon our 2/2 and then just respect that Cavalier is now dead forever, or let me kill the Cutthroat, and then they can unsummon Cavalier, and then play Cavalier without being able to sack something and kill something, which means I then have a 4/4, a 4/3, and a 1/1 against the 4/5 lifelink. So this puts my opponent in a mildly tough spot. I mean, they're at 13 and I'm at 3, and they have a mythic rare they're about to recast, but you know what I'm saying. It gives them a bad decision. They had to choose between Rock and Hard Place, so I'm a fan of that. Oh my god. Alright. When that dies, return a creature with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So they get to return the Knight of the Ebon Legion, or a Frostlynx, or a Metropolis Sprite. Ooh, Metropolis Sprite is lethal. So if that thing dies, they get to return a Metropolis Sprite. That's pretty bad. So, yeah, I can't attack here, so I just play Gargos. And I know if that Cavalier dies, they get Metropolis Sprite back. Oh my god, on top of 2 more flying power. We have to draw so well. Oh my god, they didn't attack. They didn't attack. I guess because they now have a flyer out, so who needs the other one? Oh, ooh, Frostlynx go... oh my god, I want both those cards. Oh, the rest go on bottom, though. Ooh, so if I draw that Frostlynx, I draw another card when I play it. I don't have a second island, though. How did I draw all of my white sources? I have 1 blue source this game. Yeah, maybe taking that island out was a bit of an issue. So if I can't play Frostlynx this turn if I choose Frostlynx. Can I kill them if I choose Growth Cycle, though? I don't think I can kill them this turn, but Growth Cycle is still by far the best card. Have Gargos fight one of their creatures. Gargos doesn't have Trample. Thicket Crasher does. Alright. So we do this. They block and return Metropolis Sprite, but they take 9. This is a risky attack if I do this, but it stops the lifelink and makes it so they actually take 9. So if they attack with Metropolis Sprite, they just die. Well, I guess Gargos has 8 power, so if they attack with Metropolis Sprite, they die either way. Alright, there's the scoop. I was so terrified. Because they could have just top decked like a murder or something, and probably... No, because if they murder Gargos, Gargos gets to fight Metropolis Sprite. They would have to draw some kind of pump spell to use on the Metropolis Sprite, but being at 3 life and letting them get a 2-1 flyer onto their field that they immediately get to attack me with the next turn is still just a terrifying thing to do, so... I don't feel like I was I was being super slow there, but my opponent definitely was. They were fed up with it. But I was really trying to think that through, because I was just unnerved that whole game, always on the back foot. That was terrifying. I'm sure I could have played better there, but I played well enough to win that game, and I'm mildly proud of that, at the very least. Drawing well helped us a lot, too. Risen Reef and Gargos were very necessary to finding a way to win that game. So, I'm going to keep this one. We need to anticipate into a land, but that shouldn't be super hard. And if we do anticipate into a land, this hand is great. There we go. We just draw the land naturally as well. That's also an option. Ooh, we're playing against Naya. With an Elvish Reclaimer! Oh my god, am I playing against like a 5-color Golos deck? This could be one of the coolest draft decks that I've played against in a while. We'll have to see what they do with this Elvish Reclaimer. I would be so hype if they play a forest and then just like sack it and search for a swamp. Or a blue-black duel. That would be really cool. Alright, they're not attacking with that, so they are going to be mana fixing with the Elvish Reclaimer, or they have another instant in their hand. Ooh, oh my god. That's so spicy. I do need that 4th land. The greed is so, like... the Yarok's Wavecrasher greed is drawing me to it. You probably just gotta take Tranquil Cove here, right? But like a Wavecrasher after a Risen Reef, that's so good. So good. I'm taking it! I'm taking it! Risen Reef gets me another shot to hit a land, and bam, we'll just naturally hit the land. This game we've gotten really lucky. They'll probably have Shock or something, though. Because you can't just have everything in the world go in your favor. I don't think we're going to untap with this Risen Reef, but we'll see. Swamp. Swamp. Aw, okay, they're just Naya. They're just using the Elvish Reclaimer to thin their deck. Rapid Bite for 1 damage to Risen Reef. That'll do it. That'll absolutely do it. At the very least, it did put in some work. It ramped us up and lets us play Boreal Elemental this turn, which is the scariest thing we can do. We can also just play Yarok's Wavecrasher right now, but if I play it later, I can get another Puppy. If I have 7 mana, I can play Puppy and Wavecrasher in the same turn. And I'm only 1 land away from doing that, because I've got my 6th land right here. Yeah, go with the flying thing. Flying threat that they can't jump. Lavakin Brawler. Ooh, Winged Words is a pretty sick draw for like right after playing a flyer. Let's do it. We'll have 4 mana up after this. These draws are great. This attacks as a 3/4 right now. It's the only elemental they have currently. So I think a 2/4 should be pretty good on this board. And we've got the mana to start using its ability later, but we have so many cards in hand, we're not going to be using that ability for a while, so maybe we just play the most aggressive card we can, and this also trades with the Lavakin Brawler if they don't have a pump spell. So yeah, I guess I'm going to go aggressive here. Because we're not going to be using Tracker's ability for a long time. An opponent does not have a whole lot of cards, but I do believe that they mulliganed as well. Wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. Rapacious Dragon is mildly scary, but our flyer is slightly bigger. Because Boreal Elemental is a great card. Iron Root Warlord. Well. I don't... That's another thing. I want 7... Oh, I want 8 mana for that. You gotta spend 5 mana to get the 1/1? Alright, I don't think Iron Root Warlord is the play right now. I would love to Wavecrasher and Puppy in the same turn. Do I just play Tracker and save up Growth Cycle mana? Probably. And if I don't end up Growth Cycling, I can just play a Cutthroat instead. Alright, the race is probably on. If they're not going to be blocking with Rapacious Dragon, they will probably be attacking with it. We will both be taking 3 a turn. Here we go to combat. Sending in Rapacious Dragon. I will take that 3 to the face. This means we're pretty likely to play Brineborn Cutthroat this turn. Chandra, get out of here! Chandra's so good. My field is actually pretty resilient to Chandra, though.
I need to be free.
Yeah, so they're just going to use the +1.
Time to turn up the heat.
Surprised they didn't just main phase it and just do the +1 and get in for some damage. So here's a Brineborn Cutthroat. So I'm giving them a target to kill with Chandra. But I don't... If I Growth Cycle, I can kill Chandra this turn. I also have a Pacifism. I don't want to pacify anything just yet. They only have the 1 elemental, so Brawler's not super scary. Do I just want to go for Chandra? Kinda do. Kind of want to not deal with that. So, as far as they can see, they would have to sack their Lavakin Brawler, or Chandra goes to 1. And that's if they trump with Reclaimer. They need 3 or more lands. They only have 1 in the grave, so yeah, they can't get Reclaimer there. So we attack with those 2. And this nerfs Chandra at the very least. Nice! She's just gone. Alright. That was one of the weakest Chandras I have ever experienced, and I am happy about that. She just kind of showed up, +1. She was a fog, pretty much. Just wait till they play their second copy. Uh-oh. Oh, they're just getting Reclaimer closer to being a thick dude. It will be a 3-4 after 1 more land hits their grave. Alright, this Iron Root Warlord is fantastic. Now, saving Growth Cycle in case they have a Chandra's Anger, Fury, Madness, Rage, Outrage. Chandra's Outrage, that's the one. Alright, well, we will Growth Cycle and save our dude. And put a counter on Cutthroat. Turns out they had Rabid Bite. I was thinking of all the red removal and not the green one. Alright, now we're just, like, super the favorite to win this game. Unless they have, like, a Wrath. This field is beautiful. And we got to do the puppy combo. They have really good blocks, though, actually, on the ground. I have so many dudes, though. If I just start clicking all attack, it'll probably go okay, but I don't want to lose my friends. A Johnny!
Until we achieve peace,
That's a way better
we must
planeswalker.
fight for that. Friendship is the best cure.
Than the last one. And the last one was pretty good. Well. God, my Warlord gets to be a 10-5? Ooh. I don't want to deal with this Ajani nonsense, like, at all. This, like, at least kills Lavakin Brawlers. I just have so much stuff on my field. Alright, good old Ajani Fog as well. Just wait, they're gonna drop Planar Cleansing. Nope, Dagger Sail Aeronaut. Alright, well, I think it's gonna be really hard to lose this game. I'm going to 10, but, like, whatever. Have you seen my field? Don't think it matters. Vorse Claw with Trample? They do have 2 flyers now, so I should probably leave back the Boreal at this point. Leave back the Boreal. Alright, cool. I get to sack something and make sure that they trade with both of my Thicket Crashers. I don't know why they're so scared of it. I guess the Trample is pretty valuable. And also, like, 3 damage, 3 toughness. It's just the easiest thing to kill. I'm just more talking about the Rabid Bite. I thought they would have just paid the extra mana and tried to Rabid Bite a bigger thing. Oh, they only had 3 power. That's the problem. Yeah, our opponent has not had the best of luck this game. That is, just has been a series of unfortunate events here. I think we just pass. Like, they're just, like, dead on board now, I think. Scorched Bitter. Cool. They're not technically dead on board, but they're not in a great spot. Attack with a Lavakin Brawler, send a message. Cool, sure. So do I want to draw a card or get a 1/1? I'll just get a 1/1. Pacify the Flyer. Play a big old Vorse Claw. Go. I attacked with Ferocious Pup. That was obnoxious. Should not have clicked all attack. Ferocious Pup should have been another just chumper. But that was ridiculous. That was just a beating. Alright. I'll certainly take that. Heading into our 3rd game here. We're at 2 wins and no losses. Pretty admirable record so far. I mean, a 2-0 is not very impressive, actually. We haven't gone long enough for it to really be called a win streak, so much as we just played 2 games and won. Alright, we're going to keep this one. I've got Brineborn Cutthroat with Anticipate. We have Brineborn Cutthroat combos. We also have Feral Invocation. This actually just looks like a Brineborn Cutthroat deck right now, but that wasn't the plan. He was just picked up as a 2-drop, because I needed 2-drops. But wow, does this hand make him look awesome. This hand makes me look smart. I say that with a pacifism with no white mana, but I wouldn't worry about it. We'll be fine. We'll see if they want to trade. Alright. They do not. That is cool with me. That means I'll be anticipating next turn. So if they took that, I would just have Feral Invocation there. We would be losing a potential counter on the Cutthroat by doing Feral Invocation during my turn, but it's still worth it if I'm killing one of their creatures. Griffin Sentinel. Anticipate time. I would like white mana, so we will take a Winged Words and see if that can get us there. Ooh, Boreal Elemental is nice. Cutthroat as a 3/2 is actually pretty nice, because now I can attack into that Griffin Sentinel and make sure that I keep chipping away with damage, and now dropping down a 2/4 is going to stonewall off that Moorland Inquisitor. So I can block that thing and survive. I will be taking 1 damage a turn from this flying vigilant creature, though. But that first strike is probably not going to matter on the Inquisitor. I think we are in a good spot to keep that thing from hitting us. Alright, Inspiring Captain is going to let him get in for 2 with Griffin Sentinel. Ooh, and now we just get to drop Boreal Elemental. Yeah, I think we just drop Boreal Elemental and pass. I don't really want to attack in here. Opponent has 5 mana now. Dawning Angel, 3/2 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, they gain 4 life. Well, a 3/2 flyer is still small enough to die to a Boreal Elemental, and we did draw the white mana, which is nice. Now I've got that pacifism ready when I need it, but I don't think I do currently. But I don't think this Boreal Elemental is attacking either, so I think I just Winged Words, see what happens here. Passing is also not the worst. Like, this could be a turn where I was supposed to just pass, so I could use Brightwood Tracker's ability. But I do like Winged Wordsing. Seeing what's coming up. Now we've got another instant speed card, a growth cycle. So Brineborn, we could try to turn Brineborn into like a big threat. I think I'm just passing here right now. If I'm gonna end up attacking during my turn, I'd like to do it with both of these up, so that I'm just ridiculously safe. Pacifism on Boreal Elemental. Alright. That's a pretty massive problem. I guess that's not the worst thing in the universe, because now I just have to pacify the Dawning Angel, which I'm not a fan of, but if it's what I gotta do, it's what I gotta do. Of course, if I pacify Dawning Angel, I just die if there's a Sephara, but if there's no Sephara, I die in 3 turns if I don't pacify Dawning Angel, so we just gotta do it. Yes, it's gonna suck if they just Sephara me, but I kind of just lose to Sephara even if I end up pacifying Sephara, because Sephara gives all their other flyers indestructible. I can't beat indestructible, you know? Eat a Moorland Inquisitor. Gonna try to get in there on the ground to outrace Griffin Sentinel. Outracing a single Griffin Sentinel is not very hard, but you do have to attack to do it. So, that explains that send-in. Ooh, get that Inspiring Captain in there. Okay. Are you gonna pump or something? If you pump yours, I'll pump mine. I'm down with that. Ooh. +2. Yeah, that's small enough that Growth Charge gets there. Yup. And now Brineborn gets another counter. Brineborn can attack for 6. Nice, and they don't really seem to have anything else in hand, so we're definitely winning the race right now. And Brightwood Tracker is going to let us ensure that we keep drawing something. Don't have a lot of reach or flying, though, so Brightwood Tracker doesn't help us stop Griffin Sentinel. We'll have to naturally draw something to do that. Which I don't think I really have much of anything that will do that. But Brightwood Tracker just letting us draw more creatures. Oh! Oh! Is really nice. Especially when we have creatures like Gargos in our deck. Hello! Scargos. Alright, now they kind of just have to kill me, like, right now. Yeah, they've got one turn to kill me now, because that Gargos draw was so good. Thank you, Brightwood Tracker. Ooh, Dawning Angel gives them 4 life. They might not be dead on board. Where do they go? Chump, chump, take 5? Yeah, they're not dead on board. But they do have to block in not great ways. Send in everybody but the Tracker. The Tracker can potentially draw us another really good card, like it did last time. Opponent goes to 3. And we'll see what they can get here. Nothing. Alright. Gargos is ridiculous. That is why you draft Gargos and hold on to green for the love of everything. Well, 3 wins and no losses. We are just on easy street right now. Not really. Not really. I was pretty worried that last game, and the very first round, I was so worried the whole time. That was gut-churning. But, what I mean when I say that we're on easy street is that it doesn't matter what happens now. If I lose every game from now on, I've gone exactly average, and I can feel content with myself that I'm a normal human being who went 3-3 like most human beings. This hand sucks. This hand is terrible. Oh, this hand's bad too. 4 mana and 5 mana cards and nothing but plains. I keep forgetting to take out a plains and put in an island like Arena suggested in the first place. It's not gonna happen. Ooh, God, this hand is risky, but I only have 5 cards. I got no other choice. Alright. Get out of here, Wave Crasher. Get out of here, Forest? If I don't draw an island, I'm just screwed. My hand already just says if I don't draw a blue source, I'm screwed. So Forest doesn't really change that at all, but it does let me make sure that I have more of a chance of hitting Gargos. So the only reason not to do that would be if I'm trying to hit Gargos, but if I'm not putting the Forest there, I'm putting Gargos there. So there's just no reason to keep the 3rd Forest. That's my thinking on that. That's probably wildly incorrect, but those are my thoughts and feelings. Oh, Lord, we need an island. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a 6 mana card right there. That's a 6 mana card. Oh, my opponent is mana screwed too. Hey, look, it's our 4th Forest. Because we bottomed 1. Audacious Thief. Oh, no. Oh, well, we lost. That's just the lose. You can concede right there if you're not making a video. That's when you concede. That's just the accurate, correct time to concede. If your opponent can attack with an Audacious Thief multiple times and you just don't have anything to block it or stop it, you're just dead. You've lost. Oh my god. Oh my god. We got a puppy. It's castable. Now I can block the thief and get Moment of Heroism. Oh. Or that. That's even worse. Oh, that's really bad. That's terrible. Cool. Ooh, I can make a 4/4? I don't know if they're ready for that. Yeah, this is the game where we're just getting divine justice for not putting the island back in and getting rid of the plains. Oh my god. That is one suited up fencing ace right there. They're like, look, it's flying, and if you kill it somehow, you don't. It's just back and larger. Larger than ever before. Alright, well, we have a very feral wolf. I have no idea why they didn't just attack with everything there. They might just be toying with their food at this point. Which is reasonable. Understandable. I can get down with that jam. Was not a great draw. I mean, now I understand why they're not attacking with everything, but last turn it was like, I just have 1/2/2. At least the Inspiring Captain they definitely should have sent in. That's a lot of stuff there, friend. Could you not? Would appreciate... Ooh! I can actually play something in about a century. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. I can play something after I die. Let's say I block the 3, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't actually die. Here comes Inspired Charge. Or a removal spell. I do die to just... I don't die to Bone Splinters, I don't think. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I have 1 life. I would have died to Bone Splinters if they sacked Sorcerer of the Fang. Oh, wait, no, they have 6 mana. They have 6 mana. Let's not concede. Let's give them the kill. Actually, let's help them out. They almost attacked with Sorcerer. That would have been funny. That was the worst. Ooh! Alright. Oh no! I should have been taking this more seriously. I should have been paying a lot of attention and putting that island back in, because I forgot that I'm trying to hit Platinum. And I'm so close, and we've got like we've got less than a week. We've got like 5 days left. Because I want the card styles that you get for being Platinum in Constructed or Limited. Where does it say? Ending September 26th at 4... How far away is that? That's like 1 week, right? Well, we got 6 days. Alright. Oh, at 4 a.m.? 4 a.m.? We got 5 days. Okay. I might have to do one more draft to hit Platinum. Or Diamond, I don't remember. I think it's Platinum after Gold. But, if you do have Platinum in your ranking, in Limited or Constructed, you get an additional card style. You get a card style for being Gold, and you get a card style for being Platinum. And it's the same card style for Constructed or Limited, so you only have to be Platinum in one of them. Being Platinum in both doesn't change anything. Anyways, oh my god, I forgot to put the thing in. Oh, I didn't put the island in. That's okay. We drew blue mana this game, so doesn't matter. I got so sidetracked by realizing that I had to take it seriously that I forgot to take it seriously. This is the life and times of me. .exe. Cool. See, we don't need more islands. Look at all these. There we go. That's 2 blue sources. Okay. Well, I'll play a 3/3 and definitely not block that 3/2. Because Brightwood Tracker can block that thing. Oh, Griffin Protector is bad. Actually, yeah, playing against white-blue flyers is pretty awful for this deck. Don't have a whole lot to stop it. There's a 3rd blue source. Who needed more blue? Not me. I definitely never said that. Alright, Octoprophet is not a flyer. So at least at least there's that. Even if it does pump the Griffin Protector and set up their draws, it's not a flyer itself. So, yeah. What now, fools? We have nothing but pump spells in hand. That's kind of awkward. It's okay, though. At least we block the ground stuff really well. We'll just have to sit here and take some more flying damage until maybe Brightwood Tracker can get us Gargos. If Brightwood Tracker gets us Gargos and they can't just counter Gargos immediately... Oh. Well, disregard. Disregard everything I just said. We're dead. We're definitely dead. That's 2 pumps. Griffin Protector goes to 5. Oh, goes to 4. I'm bad at math. And there's the removal for Gargos whenever we play it. Just sitting there on the board. Menacingly. Yep. Playing a Thicket Crasher does not change anything. There is no way I am racing them. I have to just survive, and Thicket Crasher doesn't help me survive at all. So it is Brightwood Tracker time. Because they only have 2 creatures that can attack on the ground. I already have 2 blockers on the ground. No reason to lay down a 3rd when I could be using that mana to potentially draw a way out of this nonsense. Probably not fast enough, but maybe fast enough. What do we got? Risen Reef, Thicket Crasher, Wave Crasher. I mean, it's a Risen Reef, because these cards don't do anything in this spot. So we need the one that can draw cards, I guess. Ironroot Warlord doesn't do anything here either. Alright. Come on, top deck. Vorst Claw, you don't do anything. Come on, top deck. Okay. Okay. Alright, well, we pass. No! Stop playing flyers! I'm taking 5 in the air. I'm just dead if they kill my creature. Yeah, because I can only block 2 of the 3 power dudes. Well, that's awful. Yeah, we got just shreked. We have to not play against blue-white. That's a thing we have to do. Also, like, the hand wasn't super great, but it did have all of our colors, which was important. And then just having a stack of pump spells when you're on the defensive is really unhelpful against flyers. Like, it would be fine if they were just, like, coming at us really hard with ground creatures. That's totally fine. But I took out a forest and not a... or I put in a forest, not a plains, now that I'm remembering. Anyways, if they were just like coming at us really aggressively on the ground, like we had a lot of options to stop that, just by like pump spelling and stuff like that. But the air was not somewhere we had defense. This is super keepable. That is what I'm talking about. That is what I like to see. We have both the Brineborn Cutthroat combo and the Risen Reef combo. We're actually just playing a Johnny deck. It's all combos. And when I say a Johnny, I don't mean a Johnny the Cat Planeswalker. I mean a Johnny, as in a player who likes combos. Hey, look, it's Heartpiercer Bow. It's your old friend. Here comes the Sanitarium Skeleton. Nope, Scuttlemutt. Okay, cool. Brineborn Cutthroat it is. This makes me not want to play Risen Reef, because if I play Risen Reef, they're going to shoot Risen Reef. They're just going to equip and shoot. If they equip and try to shoot, I can block and kill that thing. But then I'll still lose the Cutthroat. I'm not going to attack here. We're just going to anticipate and see what happens. Heartpiercer Bow is really good against Risen Reef. Just one of the better cards in the set, so it's pretty good. Yep. Greetings, friend. Let's fight. I'm pretty far from playing Vorstclaw. It is really nice with Risen Reef, but they have the bow out. Pretty unlikely that Reef is staying. So we'll grab the Winged Words. Kill the Manadork and hope they don't have anything else to equip a bow to. They've got another thing to equip a bow to. Reef is not going to survive, period. Well, so much for Reef. I guess we're Wave Crashing. I could also just wait till turn 7 to play Wave Crasher. Yeah, Thicket Crasher does not die to the Sorcerer of the Fang unless they have an additional card. Currently, Sorcerer of the Fang does 2 damage. It does 1 on the attack and 1 on block. Are they just gonna Blade Brand here? Like, what kind of nonsense is occurring? Oh, freaking Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. That is fine with me. Definitely infinitely better than I blocked there than if I hadn't, because otherwise they could just Fathom Fleet Cutthroat anyway and still have their other creature. So I am proud of that block. That was a good block. Cutthroat plus bow is ridiculous. Man, Risen Reef Wavecrasher is so cool, but I'm pretty far from doing that. I'm at 21 life. I can take a little time. Do some setup, do the Winged Words. And now I've got a Growth Cycle. Growth Cycle can make you survive a Heart Piercer bow. Alright, it's starting to stack up. Maybe we can do a thing. Rotting Regisar. Okay, that's pretty scary. Pacifism's incredible on that thing, though. Let's just draw Pacifism. Nah, it's not Pacifism. 1 mana off from playing Risen Reef and Wavecrasher in the same turn, so we're going to play Ferocious Pup and save up Growth Cycle, see what happens here. I would love to chump block Regisar with a 0-1, but it's likely not going to happen. There's the Sanitarium Skeleton. Ancestral Blade as well. God, Bo is so sad for Mr. Reef. Send all of that nonsense in. Want a Growth Cycle kill the Cutthroat? And then block the Chaplain with a 2-2 and take 7? I guess? We draw. Alright, we drew a land. 1, 2, 3. Reef. That's a land. Wavecrasher, bring back the Reef. Draw Boreal Elemental. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. That means next turn we get to play Reef and then Boreal Elemental, and we get to draw 2 more cards off the Reef. That's really good. Like, really, really good. So now we're just going to double block Regisar and take 2. Wow, that's phenomenal. I'm so ridiculously excited about that. Oh, wait, no, Ancestral Blade. We don't get to double block the Regisar. Guess we're chumping. That's fine, though. I could also take 8 and go to 3, but that's dangerous because Agonizing Siphon is a card that'll deal 3. Alright, we don't get to kill Regisar. I thought we would get to kill Regisar this turn. I was really excited about that, but I kind of forgot that equipment is a thing that can move. But we can kill the Regisar next turn, then. Either way, next turn's fantastic. We got a lot of value off the Risen Reef through the Heart Piercer Bow, thanks to Yarok's Wavecrasher. And thanks to holding the Reef plus Wavecrasher. I think that was definitely worth it. Because sure, we were under a decent amount of pressure, so that we might have wanted to draw the card earlier, but we're still at 11 after having done it late instead. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty psyched about that. Not a huge fan of hitting lands off of it, but it's better than just drawing them. Like, I'm getting them out of the way. Getting them out of the way! Getting me closer to non-land cards. That's actually 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of my 17 lands. There's 5 lands left in this 18 card deck. I've got to hit some non-land stuff. Because, like, now I have to just double block the stupid Regisar. And lose my entire field. Granted, they're only hitting me for, like, 3 a turn after that, but, like, I've got to draw into, like, a 4-4 or something after this. Unless they literally just top-decked something. Okay, good. That would have been really bad if they just top-decked Moment of Heroism or some kind of pump spell. Alright, Blade on the Chaplain. Bow on the Sentinel. What do we draw? Frostlinks? Not like the worst thing in the universe. But it's not great. Yeah, it's really not that good. Anything I tap stops literally 2 damage. So it doesn't matter. Everything I tap stops the same amount of damage. Because I can't block without losing my Frostlinks. So they just attack with everything every turn. And everything is 1 to 2 damage, depending on where they put the equipment. So it really doesn't matter. Because, yeah, if I tap the Griffin Sentinel, they just put the equipment onto the Sanitarium Skeleton, make it a 2-3, and Frostlinks can't block and kill that, so I still just block the 1-1. Oh my god, why? Why do you do this to me, deck? 2, 3, 4... Taking 4 damage this turn. I just said 4, and then immediately nerfed it in my brain. I have to, like, top deck Gargos right now. That's all we got. That is it. No one knows what it's like. Alright. This is sad. This is what sucks about pump spells. Sometimes this happens. I'm gonna be honest, that one didn't feel super great. I feel like I played relatively well in that one, and our deck was strong, and I feel like that was just a no justice game. That was sad. Remember when I said it doesn't matter what happens now? I've got 3 wins, I can go 3-3 and go average, and I can be content with that? I'm not content. No one is happy. I am angry. Oh shit. I accidentally actually knocked something off my desk. My bad. Alright, there goes my controller. You just set that back there. Let's see what we got as Flood of Tears. That's how it feels. That is definitely how it feels. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Once again, if you watched all the way to the end of this video, you are probably the kind of person who would be interested in watching me play more Magic, and as such, you can leave a sub to whatever subscriptions do. It'll like tell you when the videos happen and stuff, and you would probably be interested, as I said at the beginning of this video, in checking out my live streams. I will be doing a practice live stream with some Momir's Madness. You might not be interested in that. We're doing a practice live stream with Momir's Madness on Sunday and Monday at, noon Pacific Standard Time. And then the big one, Wizards of the Coast gave me access to the preview stream of Throne of Eldraine on Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will be there. I will be streaming Throne of Eldraine. I will be playing as much Limited as possible, primarily. Don't think I'll be playing a lot of Constructed. I might play a little bit, but I definitely expect to play a bunch of Sealed to get a hang for the new cards. And then, once they allow the traditional drafting, which they're only allowing for a short period of time, I don't remember exactly how long, I will be doing traditional draft throughout the entirety that it's available after I do some Sealeds. So that is the plan. Definitely, if you're interested in that, make sure to mark your calendar, be there Tuesday during the day. And it's not a great time for a lot of people, I understand. Y'all are probably working. Don't worry about that, I'll have the VOD up afterward as well, which will be just the recording of the live stream. So you can check it out then afterwards. And obviously, as usual, once Eldraine hits, which will be like 1 or 2 days after the event, I will be playing plenty of that and making regular videos of that. Just maybe a little bit of Sealed, but mostly traditional draft, and then when ranked draft happens, expect a bunch of ranked drafts as I do with every set. So, once again, thank you all for watching. There's my send-off for Core Set 2020 for the time being. Did I hit Platinum? I don't think I did, because I just mono-lost at the end. No! Oh my god, after the 3rd win, I was 1 win away from hitting Platinum, and then I lost 3 in a row, putting me back down to 4 wins away. So that's rough. Definitely rough. Well, I'll see you all Sunday, Monday for some practice streams, and Tuesday for the big shebang.